ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। तत्र प्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। मम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। भागवतम कैंटो 7 चैप्टर 10 वर्स 1। श्रीनारद उवाच भक्ति योगस्य तत्सर्वम् अन्तरायतयार्भकः मन्यमानो ऋषिकेशं स्मयमान उवाचः। Although Prahlada was only a boy when he heard the benedictions offered by Lord Narasimha, he considered them impediments on the path of devotional service. Thus he smiled very mildly and spoke as follows. Material achievements are not the ultimate goal of devotional service. The ultimate goal of devotional service is love of God. And therefore, all the Prahlada, Dhruva, Ambarish, Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj, and many devotee kings were materially very opulent. They accepted their material opulence in the service of the Lord, not for their personal sense gratification. So this is important that those who have wealth, material opulence, should not use it for personal sense gratification. And then we know the example of Raghunath Das Goswami, who used it in the service of Vaishnavas. Of course, possessing material opulence is always fearful because under the influence of material opulence, one may be misdirected from devotional service. There is a chance one might get misdirected. Also, that those devotees who run behind material opulence, they also get distracted. Nonetheless, a pure devotee never misdirected by material opulence. On the contrary, whatever he possesses, he engages 100% in the service of the Lord. This is a pure devotee. 100%. In the earlier stages, we are struggling 5%, 10%, 1%, etc. Right? A pure devotee uses 100% in the service of the Lord, which means that there is no other, not using it for anything else except maintenance of his own body and his family, if he has one, and then using everything else that he has in the service of the Lord. When one is allured by material possessions, they're considered to be given by Maya. This is very, very important. But when one uses material possessions fully for service, they're considered God's gifts or facilities offered by Krishna for enhancing one's devotional service. Very important. For normal people, their material opulence, wealth, whatever they possess is their karma phala. So that is given by Maya. But for devotees, pure devotees, who use their material possessions for the service of the Lord might give them material opulence. Because he knows that the devotee is going to use it for my service. So he gives it. He gives it. He gives the wealth so that that can be used fully for service. So that is also a benediction by the Lord. And this enhances one's devotional service because pure devotee wants to serve the Lord in so many ways. And of course, for everything there is need for Lakshmi. Wealth is required. So when if there is no wealth, then devotee feels very sad that he is not able to give good facilities for Krishna. So when Krishna sees the mood of such devotees, and then he bestows material opulence because he knows that whatever is being given is going to be used for myself. such a exalted position. And then there are, non-devotees and then devotees from neophyte stage to, the various stages where mostly people are devotees, non-devotees, of course, they have no understanding of using Lakshmi for service, but even devotees, many times they fear, what if I use this service in Lakshmi in Krishna service? Of course, now then there are different types of devotees. Some devotees don't have sufficient material possession, and we've seen even such devotees actually giving away whatever they have for Krishna's service, which is exalted. But of course, we also have to be practical about our life and take care of things. Then there is this mode of goodness. People have money and they give it to help others, which is nothing to do with devotional service. Oh, this is not very great. It's okay for materialistic people, but for not for devotees. Okay, we should not, there have been instances when people, my own relatives, have come and asked me money, and I might have given once or twice, like, emergency, but not as a regular feature, right? And sometimes I might just say that no, I can't, because it should not become a habit practice, right? Because we want to use that Lakshmi for Krishna's. And those who have Lakshmi, they should not think twice at all. If they are worried, it's like, they already have enough money, but still they're worried about their future. Oh, what will happen if I give this Lakshmi for Krishna? No, it might be like a drop of the wealth they have. And Krishna sees this. I've been telling this multiple times, right? See, at the end of the day, we have to remember that we want Krishna's mercy. And Krishna's mercy is given to one who is surrendered, sincere. Krishna will give mercy, right? Now, if we think that I have wealth, but I'll withhold it for my future, that means that this is not surrender because there's no faith in Krishna. Rakshishati iti Vishwaso. So then it means that, we are not going to come into the inner circle of Krishna's devotees because only one who is surrendered gets that attention from Krishna because he knows he's helpless. He's completely dependent on him, on Krishna. So Krishna will take Yogakshemam Vahamyam. He will take care. But if we are trying to protect ourselves, our own future unnecessarily, meaning we have enough, it's not that it's going to go away somewhere. Then we are just little bit miserly, or we don't have faith in Krishna, or both. But for those who don't have Lakshmi, but they have the heart to give. I've seen devotees, so many devotees. I don't want to name them, but so selfless, so completely surrendered, so much full of faith. Really, um, amazing, amazing devotees. Sometimes I have to advise devotees saying that no, don't do this much. You also keep some for yourself. You have a family, you have responsibilities, etc. Right, like that. So, and Krishna sees this. Krishna sees this, and obviously Krishna will take care of such devotees. Uh, Krishna will take care of such devotees because they know sooner or later they're going to give up everything and surrender themselves at his lotus feet. So he will make arrangements without us knowing. He will make arrangements. So this is very, very important that Krishna bestows. Sometimes Krishna bestows these as gifts, and this enhances the devotional service. Of course, sometimes Krishna also knows, saying that okay, this person doesn't have anything, but if I give, if he's going to get entangled, then Krishna doesn't give. Krishna knows best. Prarada Vacha Mamam Pralobhayat Yat Pralobayotpatya Saktam Kameshu Tervaraihi Tatsanga Bhito Nirvinno Mumukshustvam Upashritaha. Prahlad Maharaj said, my dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, because I was born in an atheistic family, I am naturally attached to material enjoyment. I think this is common in atheistic families, Asuric family, that asuras, family of asuras, they'll be attached to material enjoyment. Therefore, kindly do not tempt me with these illusions. Mm. We should also pray to the Lord. Oh Lord, please let your Maya also not tempt me. Why will Lord not come and tempt us? Because we're not so qualified at all. But we should pray that even let Maya not tempt me with these illusions. Mm. We should be very much afraid of material conditions. Prahlad is saying, I am very much afraid of material conditions and desire to be liberated from material life. Previously, in the last chapter, he said, I am not at all afraid. Okay, now that Lord is trying to give him some material things, he said, no, 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 I'm afraid. Don't give me anything. Hmm. I want to be liberated, so I have taken shelter of your lotus. It's just external, right? He was a platform of love, Lord, but now that Lord is trying to give him something material, he suddenly he's not that devotee at that stage. He'll say, no, no, yeah, yeah, give anything, it's okay. I'm completely insure. I'm fully fixed at your lotus feet. No, Prabhupada, that's why he was always saying that everybody should be afraid of Maya. But of course, his position was such that he would say, I would kick away Maya also. Right? Pure devotees can do that. But still, out of humility, they'll just say, no, 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 I'm fallen. I may just get pulled away, sucked into materialism. So please, don't give me anything. And I've taken shelter of your lotus feet so that I can get liberated from this materialistic life. Materialistic life means attachment to the body and everything in relationship with the body. So it's simple. One statement. We can understand how much we are in materialistic life. Attachment to body and everything in relation to the body. This attachment is based on lusty desires for sense gratifications, particularly sexual enjoyment. Amestestheritajnanaha. When one is too attached to material enjoyment, he is bereft of all knowledge. Ritajnanaha. Stated in Bhagavad Gita, those who are attached to material enjoyment are mostly inclined to worship demigods to procure various material opulences. They're especially attached to worship of Goddess Durga and Lord Shiva because this transcendental couple can offer their devotees all material opulence. Prahlada, however, was detached from all material enjoyment. He therefore took shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Narasimha and not the feet of any demigod. This to be understood. One really wants release from this material world, from the threefold miseries and from Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. One must take shelter of the Supreme Lord, for without Supreme Person of God, cannot get release materialistic life. Atheistic men are very much attached to material enjoyment. Therefore, if they get some opportunity to achieve more and more, they take it. Isn't it? Mm. People who get the opportunity to make more money, they take it, irrespective of how much inconvenience, how much it's going to take them away from Krishna. They will take the opportunity because they are materialistic. They want to achieve more and more. Mm. Sometimes actually it very much disturbs us, of devotees who actually they have enough to take care of their life, but they're still attached to their work and earnings and not having any attachment towards Krishna, not wanting to make progress in Krishna consciousness. Mm. Worries. Such people, such devotees cause worry. Mm. I was talking to one devotee, he said, yeah, yeah, I want to achieve materially. What do you want to achieve? I already have enough money. Still, didn't seem to have any attachment to spiritual. So though he's been in Krishna consciousness for so long. Prahlad Maharaj, however, was very careful. We have to be very careful in this regard. Although born of a materialistic father, he was a devotee, he had no material desires. We have to be very careful. When situation comes, anukulasya sankalpa pratikulasya varjanam. Sometimes devotees take decisions just which are favorable for material progress. Just now, some devotee was speaking to me, saying that is, you know, father has got a, some very good job elsewhere, and then they'll go somewhere out of Bangalore and they might not get required association. He was saying, please, father, but Everybody needs to think. To be very careful. Once we go this slippery, this is very slippery. The material life and this path of material opulence. Once this people start tasting that material opulence, then very difficult, very difficult, and it will result in killing devotion. Because if somebody loses devotee association, then what hope? And there's no, very risky. So we can think that Prahlad Maharaj could have said, yes, give me anything, it's fine. I'm already reached prema. But he's being very careful. He said, no, 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 I don't want anything. Don't tempt me, please. I don't want to be. I want to be free from this materialistic life. So I've taken shelter of your lotus feet. Have to be very careful. Lakshana Jignasur Bhaktam Kameshvachodayat Bhavan Samsara Bijeshu Hridaya Krantishu Prabho. Oh my worshipable Lord, because the seed of lusty desires, which is the root cause of material existence, is within the core of everyone's heart. The seed of lusty desires is within the core of everyone's heart. You have sent me to this material world to exhibit symptoms of a pure devotee. So he's saying, you sent me for this purpose, so now again I should not get succumbed to these lusty desires. Bhakti-rasamrita Sindhu has given considerable discussion about Nitya Siddha and Sadhana Siddha. Nitya Siddha devotees come from Vaikuntha to this material world to teach by their personal example how to become a devotee. The living entities in this material world can take lessons from such Nitya Siddha devotees and thus become inclined to return home back to Godhead. So ideally, we should have a association of such Nitya Siddha devotees. And Nitya Siddha devotee comes from Vaikuntha upon the order of the Supreme Lord and shows by his example how to become a pure devotee. In spite of coming to this material world, the Nitya Siddha devotee is never attracted by the allurements of material enjoyment. Like Prabhupada said, Prabhupada was Nitya Siddha, but he showed the pastimes of being materially attached. And then Krishna just took it away to show to the world. But generally, Nitya Siddha devotees are not attracted by material. A perfect example is Prahlada, who was a Nitya Siddha, Mahabhagavata. Although Prahlada was born in the family of Hiranyakashipu, an atheist, he was never attached to any kind of materialistic enjoyment. Desiring to exhibit the symptoms of a pure devotee, the Lord tried to induce Prahlad to take material benedictions. But Prahlad Maharaj did not accept them because he wanted him to exhibit symptoms of a pure. On the contrary, by his personal example, he showed the symptoms of a pure devotee. In other words, the Lord himself has no desire to send his pure devotee to this material world, nor does the devotee have any material purpose in coming. When the Lord himself appears as an incarnation within the material world, he is not allured by the material atmosphere. And he has nothing to do with material activity. Yet, by his example, he teaches the common man how to become a devotee. Similarly, a devotee who comes here in accordance with the order of the Supreme Lord shows by personal behavior how to become a pure devotee. A pure devotee, therefore, is a practical example for all living entities, including Lord Brahma. Because Brahma is also stuck in his profile, position. Pure devotee says, no, no, no. This is not why we got human birth. It shows by personal example how to become a pure devotee. Prahlada, Dhruva, all of them, in such opulent position, and they give up everything for the service of Krishna. Of course, then God himself said, no, 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 you have all this wealth, you be in that wealth, but use everything in my service and show to the world. But Prahlada now at this point of time is saying, no, 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 don't. You call me here to show symptoms of pure devotee. So let me do that. Why should I accept any material opulence from you or material benediction from you and become a mixed devotee? I'm supposed to show symptoms of a pure devotee, so let me do that, please. So he's requesting the Lord to not to tempt him. Nanyata te khila guru ghateta karunatmanah yasta ashisha saste Asabhritya Savaivanik. Otherwise, oh my Lord, O Supreme Instructor of the entire world, you're so kind to your devotee that you could not induce him to do something unbeneficial for him. You're the Supreme Instructor. How can you make me do something which is unbeneficial for me? No. On the other hand, one who desires some material benefit in exchange for devotional service cannot be your pure devotee. Need is no better than a merchant wants profit. Right? This is what we're saying. Dapar, business with the Lord. Prahlad is saying, you will not induce them. You don't induce them. They themselves want to do business with you. That's it. And one who comes to do bhakti for some exchange, to get some material benefit in exchange, is not a pure devotee. Any material benefit for that matter is not a pure devotee. Bhagavatam says only self-preservation. One can, even if somebody, a pure devotee is, falling off from there. You might call out, Krishna, help. That doesn't mean that he's not a pure devotee. Bhagavatam says only that condition is okay, where there is need for self-preservation in those situations. Uh, mm. It is sometimes found that one comes to a devotee or a temple of the Lord just to get some material benefit. Mm. Such a person is described here as a mercantile man. Bhagavad Gita speaks of Artha Jignasura Artharthi. The word Artha means one who is physically distressed. Artharthi refers to one in need of money. Such persons are forced to approach the Supreme Lord for mitigation of their distress or to get some money by the benediction of the Lord. So many people come like this. We are now experiencing in our center. So many people come and then talk to me saying that we want this, we have this problem, that problem. They've been described as Sukruti pious because in their distress or need for money, they have approached the Supreme Lord. Unless one is pious, one cannot approach the Supreme Lord. However, although pious man may receive some material benefit, one who is concerned with material benefits cannot be a pure devotee. It is why even in that verse, Prabhupada writes purport saying that. Now, they are Mishra devotees, but in association with pure devotees, such people can also become pure devotees. When a pure devotee receives material opulences, it is not because of his pious activity, but for the service of the Lord. When one engages in devotional service, one is automatically pious. Of course, one is automatically pious because otherwise they can't engage Dradavrataha. Hmm. But still, we might not be fully pure because of previous contamination, which will go in course of time. Therefore, a pure devotee is Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. He has no desire for material benefit, nor does the Lord induce him to try to materially. A devotee needs something, Supreme God supplies. That's all. Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam. A devotee needs something he doesn't ask, but Lord knows he supplies. That's all. So there's no conversation at all around material requirements itself. Forget about material profit. Material needs also, a devotee doesn't have to spell it out. Lord just automatically takes care of it. Sometimes materialists go to temple to offer flowers and fruit to the Lord because they've learned from Bhagavad Gita that if a devotee offers some fruits, the Lord accepts them. Hmm. As a man with a mercantile mentality thinks that if he can get some material benefit like large amount of money, simply by offering a little fruit and flower, it's good business. Such persons are not accepted as pure devotees. But Krishna is so kind, so merciful, that he still accepts them and brings them to the association of pure devotees. Because their desires are not purified, they're still mercantile men, even though they go to temples to make a show of being right. Most people go to, I mean, I also used to do that, going to Balaji. Mhm. Actually, we were taught this. In one way, good, because at least we came to Balaji. Parents used to do this, keep money, and then they used to say, you ask Balaji, take care. It's good, at least they brought me to Krishna. Did this, but yeah, just go to just make a show of being devotees, right? Because really, we don't have any desire to serve the Lord. We are not even ready to wait in the line for getting darshan, thinking that we are so unqualified. That and increasing our eagerness to get darshan, the Lord. Say, okay, what is the fastest way of getting in, getting out? Mm, no, what devotional service is that? Only when one is fully freed from material desires can one be purified, and only in that purified state one can serve the Lord. Sarva upadi vinirmuktam. All designations have to be given up. I'm father, I'm mother, I'm husband, I'm the wife. But this is at a very, very high stage of devotion. Still, we have certain duties because we are in a society. Especially, people who have entered Grihastha ashram, they have responsibilities. Till they finish their responsibilities, they have to somehow just be patient. Raghunath Das Goswami was trying to run away every time, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu once said, just be patient, time will come. And then he revealed the time. When the time came, then Raghunath Das Goswami did not look back. He just walked to Jagannath Puri to help of the Lord. But yeah, we might not be always so mm, fortunate. We might have to take care of our material duties. And we should do that also if it is also if everybody in the house is devotees, then it's okay. It's another form of way of serving the Lord. Rishikesh Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti. But even when we are taking care of our family in Grihastha ashram, we should give up Sarva Upadhi. Only Upadhi is I am servant of Krishna. That is the only Upadhi. That is the only position. No, I'm this, I am that, I'm head of family. No. Okay, we have some responsibilities we can try to fulfill, but our mood should be in the mood of a servant of the Lord. Okay. Lord has ordered me to take care of these jivas. Okay, as servant of Krishna, I'm just trying to do my duty. That's all. We should stop this mercantile business, going and asking for आशासानो न वैभृत्यः आशिष आत्मनः न स्वामि भृत्यतः स्वाम्यं चन्योरातिशाशिषः. A servant who desires material profits from his master is certainly not qualified servant or pure. Well, a master who bestows material benedictions on his servant cause of a desire to maintain prestigious position as a master is also not a pure master. The servant should not ask, master should not give. Of course, Prahlad Maharaj is qualifying here, master who gives just to maintain a prestigious position as master, so that more people then will then come to me. He is not a pure master. Those whose minds are distorted by material desires surrender unto demigods. Demigod cannot become master, for the real master is the supreme Lord. Demigods, to keep their prestigious positions, bestow upon their worshippers whatever benedictions they want. For example, one it was found that an asura took a benediction from Lord Shiva, by which asura would be able to kill someone simply by placing his hands on the person's head. Such benedictions are possible to receive from demigods. If one worships the Supreme Lord, however, the Lord will never offer him such condemned benedictions. Condemned. On the contrary, it is said, Yasyam anugrannami tishyetadhanam shanai. And it's too materialistic. Prabhupada's position. Externally, he just showed himself to be materialistic. But at the same time, he wants to be a servant of the Supreme Lord. Lord, because of his supreme compassion, takes away all his material possessions and obliges him to be a pure devotee. Don't fear this statement because it's very difficult to be in this position. Wants to be a servant. This is pure. He wants to be a pure devotee, but he's stuck materialistically. Very, very rare situation. Very rare situation. Only exalted, devotees like Prabhupada come to show an example, might be in this position. Too materialistic at the same time, want to become a pure devotee. Very, very rare. So We don't have to become afraid. Oh, I'm going to lose everything. No. Mm. Because we're not at that stage. But we should voluntarily. If you're afraid this statement, you know what solution is? Voluntarily use everything Krishna has given in his service. Then Krishna is not going to take away anything. Of course, one who is in wants to become a pure devotee, he is not even bothered that Krishna is going to take away anything or not. He just wants to be a pure devotee. And uh, Allah that distinguishes between pure devotee and pure master. What is a pure master? Supreme master, whereas an unalloyed devotee with no material motives is the pure servant. One who has materialistic motivations cannot be a servant. And one who unnecessarily bestows benedictions upon his servant to keep his own prestigious position, not a real master. So let's not worry about master. We are servant, and we should understand that we should just not have materialistic motives. त्वकामस्त्वद्भक्तस् त्वं च स्वाम्यनपहाश्रयः नान्यते हावयोरर्थो राजसेवकयोरिव. Oh Lord, I am your unmotivated servant. So he's just like, I'm your unmotivated servant, so please don't give me any benediction. And you are my eternal master. So I'm servant, your master. There's no need of our being anything other than this. Uh, and you are naturally my master, and I'm naturally your servant. We have no other relationship. Jiver Swarupai Krishna Nityadas. So every living being is eternally a servant. And we should retain this upadhi of being a servant of the Lord in all situations. Sometimes, we are okay. We hear all this and we might be able to follow when life is okay, running, everything going smooth. But when things go haywire, then we forget this. And then we suddenly try to take position of master. Okay, let me fix everything in my life. Become masters. Lord Krishna says, Bhoktaram Yagnatapasam. I am the proprietor of all planets. I am the supreme enjoyer. This is the natural position of the Lord, and natural position of the living being is to surrender to Him in all such situations. Remaining surrendered is important. Remaining surrendered. So, which means that first we should have surrendered. And then when things go haywire, still we should remain surrendered as a servant. If this relationship continues, then real happiness exists eternally. So this relationship should continue. It should not break. Unfortunately, when the relationship is disturbed, living entity wants to become separately happy and thinks that the master is his order supplier. So, and then, when we forget that we are the servant, we suddenly think that, oh, no, no, I'm supposed to be happy independently. So let me ask the Lord some benedictions. In this way, there cannot be happiness, nor should the master cater to the desires of the servant. If he does, he is not the real master. So it's tough to come to Krishna. Krishna does whatever is best for us. Which is why when people come to me asking like this, I say, don't do all this. Don't do devotion expecting all this. Krishna will give you whatever is required for you. Just do devotion. Krishna will take care. He's like your loving father. Then they're able to understand, why am I doing this? Krishna loves me. Krishna is my father. He will take care of me. Others people don't have this understanding. They think, no, 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 he's order supplier. So I have to ask him, he has to supply. When we tell him saying that, no, no, he's the loving father. Why do you have to order him? He will automatically take care of you. He will do whatever is best for you. You just engage in his service. And people little bit become pacified. There's someone who came to me and said, somebody has cheated me of some multi-crore property. What should I do? I'm going to file a case. I'm going to my relatives, etc. He said, yeah, so now I've started coming to Krishna's temple. I said, like, what do you expect? Krishna is going to solve your case for you. I said, no, if it is required, if it is good for you, he will do. You can't order him that this is how it has to be. You better just come and serve him and leave it to him. Anyway, you tried to solve this problem yourself and nothing has happened. So just leave it to him. Remain peaceful. The real master commands, you must do this. See, this is very, very important. Hmm. Real master commands, you must do this. And the real servant immediately obeys the order. This is the ideal relationship between the guru and disciple. Of course, gurus are very compassionate, so they're afraid that if they transcendental, fear that if they give an order and if the disciple ignores it, then it becomes guru ravagya and nama prada, and hence is not going to make spiritual progress. So, being very compassionate, guru might just say, okay, maybe you can try to do this. But a sincere servant will understand when the guru says you can try to do this, means you must do this and you should obey the order. Then he will make tremendous progress. For those who hear saying you may do this, okay, he is not really in order, and he that such disciples try to remain independent, doing whatever they want. They're not going to make it in one life. They're not going to make it in one life because they never understood their guru. Which is why whenever devotees take initiation, I ask them, do you understand what your guru expects from you? Then many times I don't hear like a convincing answer. They don't know. They just don't know. It's very important. If we want to achieve perfection in one life, this is very, very important. Unless this relationship between the Supreme Lord and the subordinate living entity is established, there can be no real happiness. And because the Guru is the transparent via media representative of the Supreme Lord, it is the same relationship expected between Guru and disciple. Otherwise, there can be no real happiness. The living entity is Ashraya. Ashraya. And the Supreme Lord is Vishaya. He is the supreme objective, and Ashraya is the subordinate. That means one who takes shelter. That means he is the object of shelter, or person who gives shelter. Unfortunate persons trapped in this material world do not know this. Nate vidus swarthagatim. Fusion by material energy. Everyone in this world is unaware that the only aim of life is to approach Lord. Padma Purana, Lord Shiva explains to his wife Parvati. The highest goal of life is to satisfy Lord Vishnu. Vishnu Aradhanam Param. Says Vishnu Aradhanam Param. The topmost. So that the highest goal of life is to satisfy Lord Vishnu, who can be satisfied only when his servant is satisfied. Gopi Bhartur Pada Kamala Dasan. So one must become a servant of the servant. Allah also prayed to Lord Narasimha that he might be engaged as a servant of the Lord's servant. This is the prescribed method of devotional service. As soon as a devotee wants the Supreme Lord to be his order supplier, the Lord immediately refuses to become the master. What is making it? He refuses to become the master. Lord says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante. As one surrenders, I reward him. Materialistic persons are generally inclined to material profits. As long as one continues in such an adulterated position, he does not receive the benefit of returning home. Right? And yeah, maybe based on his karma phala, he might get something. But Lord refuses to be his master. Take charge of him. Lord will not take charge of the devotee. Materialistic doing business. And unless the Lord takes charge of us, we have no hope. We've been wandering for multiple zillions of lifetimes in this material world, not being able to fully surrender. And we are so fortunate saying that maybe this is another opportunity given to us. We don't know how many opportunities have already been given to us, and how many of them we have declined, we have rejected. We don't want this to become one more life where we are rejecting Krishna's offer to become our master. He's offering, he's giving us an offer. You want me to become your master? Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. So we should not lose this opportunity. Again, somehow once we are in class, we are all this, everything is fine. But as soon as we forget this, we go back into our material duties, etc. We forget all this. And then it's our material, it's our job, it's our money, it's our family. That is the reason why we should take up something big in Krishna consciousness which will absorb our, our attention. We can't forget. We should not be able to forget that problem statement we have taken up for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. Then, even when we go back into our material life, we will not forget our real position. Otherwise, we'll just simply forget. It's like a switch, it's just like, a click, we'll just forget. Of course, those devotees who are sincere enough to hear every day this hammering by Prabhupada, very soon, sooner or later, they are going to become pure devotees. Because you can't escape this, right? You can't escape this. You can't escape this hammering. If you're attentively hearing, how can we escape? When we read ourselves, we read such sentences which are not, we're not very aligned to such statements. We just ignore them. Mm. That is a proper hearing. We can't escape surrender. We can't escape surrender. We can't escape becoming a pure devotee. So quality Savanam, quality reading is required. Every line of Prabhupada's purport is only written with the intention to make us a pure devotee. There's no other intent. So how can we escape? Okay, so I'll stop here. If there are any questions, comments. Hmm. Everybody's stunned. Is it? No questions? All okay? Okay, I will close your channel. Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada. Devanta Kalpatarubhya Chakrapa Devacha. Titanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Ananda Koti Vishnu ki jai. Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki. Hare Krishna.